Hello everyone, my name is H.V.ARORA and today I'm going to start your new chapter, and the name of the chapter is Accounting for Partnership Firm. Now let's understand the meaning of partnership firm from very beginning. In very simple word, the meaning of partnership firm is when two or more person came together, made an agreement between themselves to do a common business and to share the profit from that business, then the business entity in whole is known as partnership firm. So what is a partnership firm? In partnership firm, two or more person made an agreement between themselves to create a legal relationship between themselves, and then they form a new business, a common business, and then they share the profit from the business. So let's take an example. For example, if you want to start a new business and you don't have enough money to start a new business, so you can approach your one or two friend to ask them that you should ask them to contribute some money, and then all three of you or all two of you together can form business, and that business can be known as partnership firm. All three of your friends, you and all two of your friends can together make an agreement to create a legal relationship between themselves, and you can start a business, and the business in the whole will be known as partnership firm. But the meaning of partnership is not the partnership firm. Let us understand the meaning of partnership first. So what is the meaning of partnership? When two or person made an agreement to do a business, then they create a legal relationship themselves, and that legal relationship between themselves is known as partnership. The legal relationship between themselves is known as partnership. How they have created the legal relationship? By entering into an agreement between themselves. The agreement can be orally and the agreement can be in written. When the agreement is made in writing, then the agreement will be known as partnership deed. Remember it? When the agreement is made in writing, then the agreement is known as partnership deed. And when the oral agreement, we have made an oral agreement, then it will be simply known as partnership agreement. So when two or more person together create a legal relationship by entering into an agreement to form a partnership firm, then the relationship between that partners is known as partnership, and the whole business entity will known as partnership firm. Are you getting my point? Okay, so here I have written down a definition of partnership and partnership firm. This definition is given by Partnership Act 1932. So the definition is as we have to study it. So partnership is the relationship between. What is a partnership? What is the word partnership? Here means, it means the relationship between the persons. Which persons? Who have agreed. That means who have entered into an agreement between themselves, who have entered into an agreement to share the profit of the business. Why they have made an agreement? To do a business and to share the profit of the business. So what is a partnership? Partnership is the relationship. Partnership means the relationship. Partnership doesn't mean the business. Partnership doesn't mean the business. The business whole meaning is partnership firm. But here the partnership, the meaning of partnership is the relationship between the person. So the relationship between the person is known as partnership. So partnership is the relationship between the person who have agreed to share the profit of the business. That means they have entered into an agreement to share the profit of the business. Which business? Which are carried on by all. Either the business is carried on by all the partners or any of them acting for all. If carried on by all means a business can be carried on by all together or any of them acting for all. That means it is not necessary for all the partners to work in the partnership firm. There can be a sleeping partner. What do you mean by sleeping partner? There can be a partner who will not participate in the day-to-day working of the partnership. He can do any other work, okay? He can only contribute the capital and ask another partners or ask another persons to carry on the business of partnership firm, and the sleeping partner will enjoy the profit only as he has contributed the capital. Okay, of course he will get the less profit, maybe it is depend on the agreement. So the business can be carried on by all the partner can do work in the business, or business can be carried on by all the partner, or any of them can do the business, any of them can act in the business. So what do you mean by partnership? Partnership is the relationship. What do you mean by partnership? Partnership is the relationship between the partners, okay, Who are the partners? The person who have entered into an agreement are known as partners, and the relationship between them is known as partnership, and the whole business entity will be known as partnership firm. I hope the definition is clear to you all. Okay, let us understand the essential characteristic of partnership. So the first and basic characteristic of partnership is there must be two or more person. A single person cannot form a partnership. There must be at least two person or more person. Okay, and all those person who have entered into the partnership must be competent to contract. Now, sir, what do you mean by the competent to contract? Contract Act, we have a law, that means the name of the law is Contract Act, and the act was made in 1872. So the Contract Act 1872 state that every person is competent to contract except the following. They have given the exceptions, and the exceptions are three. We have three exceptions here. What are the exceptions? First exception is minor. A minor cannot enter into a contract. A minor is incompetent to contract. Another exception is an unsound mind cannot enter into a contract. Unsound mind means a person whose mental state is not stable, who is not in a conscious mind. He is on unconscious mind. For example, an insanity person, a person which is whose mental condition are not good. So unsound mind cannot enter into a contract. And the third one is any person who has been disqualified by any act or any law. So these three persons are totally incompetent to contract. So this person cannot eligible to enter into a partnership. So let me explain it again. What do you mean? What is the essential condition of partnership? There must be two or more person, and all the person must be competent to contract. And who is competent to contract according to Contract Act? Every person is competent to contract according to Contract Act except the following. What are the exceptions? A minor cannot enter into a contract. What is the minor? A minor is a person who is below the age of 18. In India, we have the concept of minor whose age is below the 18. Okay. At the age of 18, a person will become the major person. He is attain the majority. But below the age of 18, a person is known as minor. So a minor cannot enter into a contract. Unsound mind person cannot enter into a contract, or a disqualified person which is disqualified by any of the act cannot enter into a contract. So all three of person is not qualified to enter into the contract. So these person cannot enter into the partnership business as well, because as I have stated earlier, in partnership firm we have to enter into a contract, we have to make an agreement between ourselves, and all these three persons are incompetent to contract according to Contract Act. So how can they enter into a contract between partners? Getting my point? So all these persons are totally disqualified from entering into the contract. A minor cannot be entering into the contract. A minor cannot enter into a partnership firm. Unsound mind cannot enter into a partnership firm. And a person who is disqualified by any other law is totally disqualified to enter into a partnership firm. Now we have another exception in Partnership Act. In Partnership Act defines that minor can be entered into a contract. Minor can be entered into a contract, or minor can be entered into a partnership. A minor can be entered into a partnership if all the partner will give their consent unanimously. Unanimously means all the partner will give their consent. Not even a single partner will vote against the decision. All the partner must take the decision, and all the partner must give their consent. If all the partner give their consent to make the minor enter into a partnership firm, then a minor can be entered into a partnership firm. But a minor will enter into a partnership firm only for the benefit of partnership firm. A minor will only share the profit, he will not share the loss. Okay, I hope the concept is clear to you all. So the first and basic essential or characteristic of a partnership firm is there must be two or more person to enter into a partnership. Okay, the next essential characteristic of partnership is there must be an agreement between the partners. As we have studied earlier, as we have discussed earlier, that there must be an agreement between the partners. Okay, so there must be an agreement between the partners. An agreement can be orally, we can enter into an agreement orally or in written form. The partners can enter into an agreement orally, or a partner can enter into an agreement in the written form, but there must be an agreement between the partners. An agreement can only create the relationship between the partners, and the partners' relationship is known as partnership firm. So there must be an agreement between the partner to create the relationship, and the relationship will be known as partnership. Okay? An agreement can be orally, or agreement can be in written form. The written form of agreement is known as partnership deed. If the question arises, what is a partnership deed? The written form of partnership agreement between the partners is known as partnership deed. I hope the concept will be clear to you all. Next essential characteristic of a partnership firm is there must be a lawful business. There must be a lawful business. So as the definition also suggested, that the partnership is the relationship between the person who has agreed to share the profit of a business. So there must be a business between the partners. A partnership cannot be created just for the charity purpose. There must be a business in the partnership, and the business, the most important concept, the most important point to be noted here is the business must be lawful. The business must be lawful. Now, what do you mean by lawful business? A lawful business is a business which is not prohibited by any law. A lawful business is a business which is not prohibited by any law. That means which is under the compliance of all the law. That means which is a legal business. We can say in short term, which is a legal business. Okay. So there must be a lawful business in partnership. Another essential characteristic of the partnership firm is there must be a profit sharing between the partners. There must be profit sharing between the partners. Now, in this definition, the definition is given by the law. The definition is given by the Partnership Act. So, this is a legal definition. Here we can understand a catch. We can understand a concept here. Partnership Act has said that partnership is a relationship between the person who have agreed to share the profit. In the legal definition, it is not written anywhere to share the profit or loss. It is not written anywhere in the law. So what the law try to say is, they are saying that there must be the sharing of profit. It doesn't matter that all the partners are sharing the loss or not, but all the partners must share the profit. Let's take an example. Maybe we have 4 partners here, and 3 of them have entered into an agreement that all the losses, if we have suffered any losses in the business, then we will contribute towards the loss, or we will bear the loss equally, all 3 partners. But the 4th partner has entered into an agreement with the term that I will only share the profit of the business, but I will not bear any loss of the business. Can a partner be entered into a business without sharing a loss? Yes, a partner can be entered into a business without sharing a loss. Maybe the other partner has very good goodwill in the market, and with his goodwill, or with the reputation which he is created in the market, he can bring his reputation, he can bring the advantage of his goodwill towards our business, and in our business he can be a very good asset for us. So we can make an agreement between him and between other partners that you can enter into our business with only profit sharing, and only the remaining partner will share the loss, and the other partner who have just entered right now cannot bear the loss. So in partnership firm, it is very essential to share the profit between all the partner. It is very essential to share the profit between all the partner, but it is not essential to share the loss. It is a very important concept, and you have to remember the concept that it is not essential to share the loss in the partnership firm, but there must be a profit sharing between each and every partner of the partnership firm. All partners must enter into an agreement to form a partnership firm, and the agreement in written form will be known as partnership deed. The agreement can be orally, as I have already discussed with you. The agreement can be done orally or in writing. So when the agreement is done in writing, when we have a written agreement of partnership, the written agreement is known as partnership deed. Sir, it is mandatory to have a written agreement? No, it is not mandatory to have a written agreement, but it is desirable to have a written agreement. Why it is desirable to have a written agreement? Because in oral agreement, if any dispute arises between any partner, between 2 partner, 3 partner, or any partner, if any dispute arises, then it is very difficult to clear that dispute or to provide any evidence that we have already agreed in some of the point. How can you prove that we have agreed in some of the point earlier on that point? So it is very difficult. If it is very difficult in case you have dispute to clear the dispute in oral agreement, because you don't have any evidence to prove that we have discussed these things in which we are fighting or in which we have a dispute. We have already discussed these things earlier. You don't have any proof. But in written partnership agreement, everything is written there. So if any dispute arises, you have evidence that we have discussed these points earlier and we have agreed on these points earlier. So there will be no dispute, and if the dispute arises, it can be resolved easily by the written agreement. So is it mandatory to have a written agreement? No, it is not mandatory, but it is very desirable. It is very desirable to have a partnership agreement in writing. When you have a partnership agreement in writing, it is known as partnership deed. So overall, can we say that it is mandatory to have a partnership deed? No, it is not mandatory to have a partnership deed, but it is essential to have a partnership deed. Okay. So whenever you don't have any partnership deed, there are some clauses on which Partnership Act said that if you don't have any partnership deed, or you have made a partnership deed but you have not entered these important clauses in your partnership deed, then the Partnership Act will automatically applicable to your partnership firm on these some of these points. Okay, so there are some points which are very important for a partnership firm. So a Partnership Act will say that, our Partnership Act has stated that if you have not discussed these some important points in your partnership deed, or you have not made any partnership deed, then the Partnership Act that itself has the provision, then the Partnership Act has the provision on these important points, and the provision of Partnership Act will automatically applicable towards our firm, and we have to follow the provision of Partnership Act only if our partnership deed is silent on these points, or we don't have any partnership deed. So what are these points on which Partnership Act will applicable on us? Let us understand these important points. Okay, so there are some provision of Partnership Act which will automatically applicable to our partnership firm if we don't have our partnership deed, or our partnership deed is silent on these provisions. So there are 6 provisions which I have written on the board. There are 6 important provisions on which provision of Partnership Act will automatically applicable to our firm if we don't have partnership deed or partnership deed is silent. So what are these provisions? Provision for sharing of profit or loss. Profit sharing ratio can be decided by the partners in partnership deed, but if the partnership deed is silent, if you have not decided any ratio in partnership deed, then the provision of Partnership Act will applicable to our partnership firm, and the provision of Partnership Act said that profit sharing ratio will be shared equally by the partners if they have not written anything in partnership deed. Okay, so according to Partnership Act, the profit or loss will be shared equally between the partners. Okay, if you have not entered in the partnership deed, if you have not made any partnership deed, or your partnership deed is silent on this provision. The next topic is interest on capital. So you can write down any rate on which capital interest will be given to the capital, on the capital which is contributed by the partners. All partners have contributed some of the capital, some of the amount towards the business. So the business can pay the interest on that capital to the partners, and the rate of interest on capital can be decided by the partnership deed by the partner. But if partnership deed has not been made, or partnership deed is silent on interest on capital, then the provision of Partnership Act is applicable to us, and in provision of Partnership Act it is written that there will be no interest on capital paid to the partner. Will not pay an interest on capital to partner if we don't have any partnership deed. Okay, so provision of Partnership Act said that we will not pay any interest on capital to partner. Same thing applicable to interest on drawing. What do you mean by interest on drawing? Some partner will withdraw some amount from the business. As they have contributed some amount, it will be called capital. But when the partners withdraw some amount from the business, it will be known as drawing. So the partner who have withdrawn the amount from the business is liable to pay interest to the firm on that amount which he has withdrawn. If we have written the rate in the partnership deed, then the rate which we have written will be applicable. But if our deed is silent, then the provision of Act will applicable, and in provision of Act it is written that we will not have to pay any interest on drawing to any partner.
Act.
And if we talk about interest on loan by the partner, so if any partner given any loan to the firm, if any partner gives any loan to the firm, then the firm must pay the interest towards the loan at the rate 6% per annum. This provision is stated in Partnership Act. That means in partnership deed, we can write down any rate, we can pay the interest on loan at any rate, or we can write down that we don't need to pay any interest on loan in our partnership deed. We can write that also, that we will not pay any interest on loan. Okay, but if we don't have any partnership deed or our partnership deed is silent, then the provision of Partnership Act will be applicable, and the provision is said that you must have to pay the interest on partnership loan at the rate of 6% per annum. Okay. Now let's talk about the remuneration. Partnership Act said that you don't have to pay any remuneration to the partner. What is the meaning of remuneration here? Sometime any partner gives extra amount of time towards the partnership firm, then he will be eligible for the extra amount of salary. You can write down any amount of salary in your partnership deed, that if a partner give extra amount of time in your partnership firm, then you will pay this amount of salary to the partner. But according to Partnership Act, no remuneration will be paid to the partners. That means no salary will be paid to any partner. Either he will give extra time to a firm, either he will not give extra time, either he will work extra, either he will not work extra. No remuneration will be given to any partner in any condition. And the last one is admission of partner. Can we enter another partner in our partnership firm? Yes, we can enter, but all other partner must be agreed towards it. All other partners must agree towards this. For example, we have 3 partners in our partnership firm, A, B, C, and if we want to enter D as our partner in our partnership firm, then all other partner A, B, C, all these 3 partners must give their consent. They must all agree to enter D in your partner. Okay, in your partnership. Okay, I hope the concept is clear. So these provision of Partnership Act 1932 will applicable to your partnership firm only if your partnership deed is silent or you don't have any partnership deed. So if you don't have any partnership deed, then this provision will be applicable to you. It will be automatically applicable to you, and you have to follow all these provision if you don't have any partnership deed. So we will study the numerical portion in our next class. Till then, please take care of yourself, study hard. We will meet you in your next class. Thank you very much. Take care.